The disease most dreaded by the Jews of old was leprosy. It was an infectious plague which struck fear and horror into its victims because there was no hope of a cure. The fate of the leper was truly pathetic. As soon as the first signs of the disease appeared, the afflicted person was debarred from all social life and forced to withdraw from society. This meant bidding farewell to his family, leaving behind his way of life, his trade, everything and everybody that he had known and loved. It was a farewell as final as death. The mental anguish and heartbreak of being completely banished from the local community was utterly devastating in every sense. The leper was an outcast. He had no hope of enjoying human companionship or receiving love. The victim was reduced to the status of a non-person, scavenging for food on the town dump with a warning bell hung around his neck. Moreover, it was taken for granted that the disease was a punishment for sin and as a sign of separation from the life-giving power of God. The prophet Isaiah used leprosy as a symbol of how diseased God's people were when they were unfaithful to him. The gospel shows us how Christ was moved to compassion when he met the leper. He was not afraid to reach out and touch the infected man. This is only one of many personal encounters between Jesus and sick people, where his compassion is so evident. It says something profound about the healer as a font of mercy and gives us an insight, into God's caring approach to physical and spiritual sickness. Spiritual leprosy is a reality in every age. It's a sickness of the soul which cuts us off from God and is much more serious because it remains invisible and goes unnoticed for a much longer time. The really good news for all of us is that just as Jesus reached out to touch and cure the leper, he stretches out his healing hand to bind up the wounds of all our sins.